So
the people to blame are the people calling him saying
yeah,
these are rabid fans. You can't trust them, and
right.
it's I don't want to, maybe I'm connecting too many dots, but like, it was, I just remember when talking to the A's myself, like back when I was vending and stuff, there was always this sense of like just like constant like trepidation or fear of what the fans were going to do. And there's this like
Right.
constant feeling that like they're always going to take whatever we do, to the worst, and it's like, dude, these are your customers. Like just like chill out and do right by them and it'll be fine. Now, obviously they decided to not do right by them. So now they're just like completely convinced, like, and they were thinking during the reverse boycott that we were going to like invade the
Right.
field and like start tearing down,
I hired extra police. Yeah.
tearing
They
down
shut down.
shit.
They shut things down. The game use thing, all that stuff was shut down. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're the ones like creating all this fear, man. Like whatever.
And what have we ever done? That's what my question is. What have we ever done to validate those fears? Nothing. About most respectful, in my opinion, what we ever could do is we respect whatever they tell us to do. They put us in the corner out there in the parking lot for a boycott. Whatever their rules are, we play. Generally, I don't see anybody breaking any laws, or especially the people within the movement. I mean, the bigger, any of us, we're not screwing around with nothing. We're not messing with anybody's stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and it hurt my feelings a little bit. 'Cause it's like, dude. So I would do this no matter what. You know what I mean? If I saw the Oakland truck, I would stop at that guy's house and I would say, "Hey," like I don't mean it to be on Twitter for me to be involved in buying something like that. I would have done it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what's wrong with a little bit of good? I get it. It's like they hate us. It's like they hate everything Oakland. Well, what about a little bit of goodwill, offering it available to the fans? That would have been, something, a little bit of goodwill back. But it's like, oh no, we
Absolutely.
hate you. We hate you. It's just like all this contrived stuff they're doing for this year's, these alumni Sundays and these giveaways of the Coliseum. Like, okay, you know what I mean? Like,
It's a little too
when
late. Yeah.
when right field Will found that sheet from
Right.
the souvenir guys, right? Like, and that I have never like actually seen one of those, or no, I have seen them in a reporter called me. It was like, there ended up being like much bigger A's news later that day anyway, so they dropped it.
Right.
But like a reporter called me and was like, is this real? I was like, I used to see them occasionally, years ago. And so this looks like them. So it probably is it. And so they were like, well, we got to get like more, but the thing where it just said like, if you see something that says the word Oakland on it, like take it out, don't sell it. It's like, what? Put it on sale, right? Like,
Right. Exactly. Clear that shit out.
Who fucking cares if you're selling something that says Oakland, dude? Like,
and if anything, that's probably gonna sell better than any. Like people want to
Right.
remember
like,
Oakland.
who
That's a bad business
who the fuck
decision,
cares?
too.
Like, what is? It's like this weird thing where they have to be like, we're breaking up with you. You're not breaking up with us. And we're like, yeah, we know you're breaking up with us.
Man, it's
We
like,
get it.
Yeah.
We get it,
bro.
We know.
One thing
We're
I thought
aware.
one thing I thought was I think I wanted to do that was like a sneak diss back at them is, so they said anything that says rooted in Oakland, like to take it down. I was thinking like someone needs to find a way to get a rooted in Oakland sign, like a banner or something, or just simply just a simple wording, and just put it up in the Coliseum. So it's their picture. It's not even like a fan made one. It's their branding as a banner, and it just like kind of throw back at them, because I just they pulled so many people and played so many of us with that slogan, and if they don't want it there, then I'll just go ahead and keep making a bunch of banners and just keep putting them up everywhere. Make some stickers and put them in different places, put them in the bathrooms.
Well, so do you guys know whatever happened to that truck? So like, because I saw there was drama with like Make-A-Wish or like, or I don't know. It was kind of hard to keep up with it, honestly. But do you know ultimately what happened? And like, And also, it didn't have a catalytic converter, right? So you couldn't even drive the thing, right? So like, whatever, like what
Well,
happened to the truck? Do you guys know?
but it was gas though. It was gas, so you could have got it registered again. It was from 2017, I think was the model year, 2016 or 2017. It wouldn't take. It's not like it's one of those diesel like a tow truck where they got those new emission stuff. So that you have emissions, but you could have got it up and going relatively easier
Yeah.
than a diesel. But it sold on the floor. Somebody on the floor at the auction bought it. Dive couldn't get their registration done in time. I backed off because, I mean, what am I going to walk out with it? And everybody's like, what the hell, you know what I mean? Like, it was going to go to the ballers, you know what I mean? That's what it was going to end up being. But it was too short a notice, found out about it. And so, because the registration, you had to put like for the auction was like $1,000 deposit or $5,000 deposit or something like that. And then registration, it took you a couple of days to get through. So, and I had a buddy that was there at the auction. And he's like, it's there, it's here, and it's coming through the floor right now. I think it sold for $850. And yeah, I would have been all over that because I mean, that's dirt cheap. I mean, even no matter what it is, even if it doesn't run, I'll tow it home and put it in my damn backyard for $850.
Just have it. Yeah.
Yeah. But we wanted to take it to the ballers. We had a couple of plans. Well, everybody had plans, especially the ballers themselves had plans for it. And but I thought maybe whoever bought it would catch wind of what was going on and maybe would have been like, hey, give me a couple extra $100 and it's yours, type of deal. But I don't know. I don't know what happened to it after that.
Yeah, it's really funny too because like if they made $850 for the charity, but I'm sure if they had said
exactly
$2,000 to you, you would have been like absolutely.
Yeah, we would have came together and donated to whatever cause they wanted. They could have named their thing or could have whatever. That's what I'm.
That's just like cynical shit that just irritates me about the current guys there, right? Like it's absolutely like we would have paid so much more for it, and they're just like afraid of giving us a win or afraid of interacting with us. Like that we're going to twist it and turn it. And, it ends up becoming this like other shit where we're like, where like people on Twitter were like, they're not even giving it to charity because like, that's how you sell something to get it to charity. Right. Like it's obviously that they were going to give it to charity, but it's just like, it's like everyone always expects the worst from them because they're such buffoons.
Because they do the worst.
Yeah. I mean,
they choose the worst path every time. It's like, what's the worst path we can do? Let's do that one.
Yeah.
I think the best way to describe the Oakland A's, or should I say the Oakland A's owners and how they operate, is simply a scary movie. Hey, there's a way we can hide over here, or we can go in the haunted house that's haunted, and there's a bunch of killers in there. Let's go over here and hide in here.
Yeah, that looks good. Let's go check out that house. Yeah.
That's how they are.
Buffoons.
I mean, that's the same thing. I mean, this is kind of maybe like this is like with Last Dive Bar, when the whole trademark thing and all that stuff happened. It's weird how they're just kind of burning these bridges instead of you could go out gracefully. Like I'm sure that I don't know what it was like when other teams did it. I mean, I forget what team it was. I heard about some NFL team. They literally left in the middle of the night or something like that. I think it was the Colts.
The Ravens, Colts, Colts and Reds.
The Baltimore Colts.
So that's pretty.
The Browns
dirty.
too.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty dirty. So at least it's not that bad. But you could go out with a little more grace. 57 years, like come on, like yeah.
Look, when the Raiders left, they said we're leaving in 3 years or whatever. That's what they said, and it was clear cut. They didn't hate the people that were coming, still supporting. They celebrated them, and it's like, hey, I'm sorry, this is how it's going to be.
Because they knew that the people were going to keep coming to them. Yeah.
Right. And at least they accept. So I was a season ticket holder of Raiders. So it's like, okay, well, this is it. This is the path. They gracefully celebrated. Nobody wanted them to leave, but we gracefully celebrated it, kept doing what we were doing. And it actually grew to better attendance towards the end of the thing. And Mark Davis wasn't out there like, oh, we're not going to do that because you're Oakland. We're not going to. He never did nothing like that. He's like, I'm sorry it had to be this way. This is how it's going to be. The A's are like so resentful of like, it's like they want to erase.
Yeah,
they want to erase Oakland off the map.
It's so weird, man. I just don't get.
It
why
just
they-
like reminded of that time that Dave Cavill came back to Twitter after not being on Twitter for like 6 months because Schnitzer Steel was on fire. And he came back to Twitter just to gloat about how
Yeah.
he had sued, Schnitzer Steel. And like, it's like, dude, yeah, everyone was on your side with that one. You're right. No one's like, oh, you know what? We did love Schnitzer Steel, but Dave Cavill was right. I guess he deserves this one. It was like, dude, you picked the easiest position to take. Everyone was on your side. No one disagreed with you. And yeah, Schnitzer Steel does suck, but like, fuck off, dude. Go to Vegas.
Yeah, it's a bizarre thing. There's so many things that just get on the way out said, I'm sorry it didn't work out here. We're gonna just celebrate and say our goodbyes. And not that everybody's gonna be happy with that, but it'd be a hell of a lot easier than what they're going through right now. I feel. Maybe I'm wrong, but everybody could get over. Everybody could kind of move through the process of mourning or whatever you want, the stages of mourning this thing. But you're right, Hal, when you said it's like we're the ones breaking up with you. We're breaking up. It's like. This relationship never even existed. I hated you even when we got together. That's how they're acting. It's like, dude, it's like, man, sorry, man. Like, I love you.
Yeah, like